Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to read you a short story, a short crime story, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope it makes you feel sleepy and relaxed. So, this book, this very short book, is called American Crime Stories, retold by John Scott. This book contains 7 short stories, 7 short crime stories. I don't know if these stories are based on real people or not, but some of them are fun, some of them are dark. Well, this short story is a little bit funny. Funny for me, maybe dark for you. I don't mean it's not dark. It is actually a dark story, but I find it funny. So this story is called Lazy Susan by Nancy Pickard. I want you to teach me how to shoot a gun. How to shoot a gun, Susan Carpenter said to her husband at breakfast. You want me to do what? Stan Carpenter stopped eating and stared at her. Take me to a shooting range. Susan piled 2 tomatoes and a fried egg onto her bread so that she could eat it like a sandwich. It seemed to her a silly waste of effort to eat only one thing at a time. Her husband's amazement turned to delight. I think that's a wonderful idea. Ever since she'd been robbed the week before on a dark night in the parking lot of Mulberry Street Shopping Center, Stan had been telling her to learn how to protect herself, like with a gun. But do you mean it? You've always hated guns. Well, I guess you win, dear, said Susan, smiling. We'll go to the range tonight, Stan promised. Susan had been more angry than scared when she was robbed. The robber hadn't hurt her much, just a little nudge on the head with his gun. It hadn't even broken the skin, but she was so angry about it. $50, she shouted at the nice policeman. 1 minute I had $50 in my purse, and then I had nothing. I have to work hours to earn that much money. And he takes it just like that. 50 hard-earned money. 50 hard-earned dollars. Money. Dollars. She was right, of course, except about the hard-earned part. Oh, she went to the sailor's office where she worked each day, and she smiled at the customers, and her bosses liked her. Most people liked her, they couldn't help it, but there was a but there was more of her work that didn't get done than did. Oh well, she was always saying, you know me, lazy Susan. How does it feel? Said Stan. It feels okay, said Susan. Actually, the little gun was surprisingly pleasant to hold. She lifted it and aimed it as Stan had instructed her. Felt angry all over again at the thought of the robbery and pulled the trigger. That's very good, Stan shouted. She'd never heard him shout before, but it was the only way of communicating at the target shooting range. She wanted to point the gun at her mouth and blow the smoke away like John Wayne, but she didn't because she was a pro. Good evening, ladies. The expert in self-defense stood beside a screen and began by saying, the victim of a mugging usually looks like this. A colored picture appeared on the screen. It was of a little old lady who was carrying a shopping bag in one hand and a purse in the other. She'll make it easy for the mugger to grab, push, and run. He won't usually choose a victim who looks as if he or she might fight back. Another picture appeared on the screen. A younger woman who looked strong and whose hands were empty. If you want to avoid being mugged, walk confidently. Keep your head up, pull your shoulders back, let your arms swing, and don't carry a lot of packages. Carry your handbag under your arm or hold it tightly with both hands. Look as if you know where you're going, even if you don't. Make that mugger think you're tough. Any questions? Is there any way to recognize a mugger? Asked Susan. Sure, the instructor smiled. He's the one in the dark clothes, hiding in the bushes. Everyone but Susan laughed. They shouldn't laugh, actually. I mean, she had a point. It was a good question, actually. This was the third evening she had come. The first evening they had learned to scream loudly and to run fast. The second evening they had learned how keys and nail scissors could be used as weapons. Like John Wick, he could use a pen or a pencil as a weapon. Now they had learned who is a likely mugging victim. All the ladies who went home later held their heads high and didn't walk near any bushes. Stan was amazed at how strong and confident Susan seemed after only 3 weeks of self-defense training. I've never seen you work so hard at anything, he said. Well, some things are worth working hard at, and I'm still angry about being robbed. The shops were closed when the last moviegoers came out into the dark, large Mulberry Street shopping center parking lot. It had been a Superman film, the old Superman film, not the newest one. After 2.5 hours of watching him bend iron and jump over tall buildings, Susan felt ready for anything. Stan wouldn't have approved of her going to the movies alone, of course, especially not back to the scene of the crime. But he was away, and now she knew a thing or two about looking after herself. A dark group of bushes stood between her and her car. She walked confidently through them, then turned and bent down a little to look carefully behind her. She saw the man before he noticed her. Everything she had learned about self-defense went through her mind. She examined his walk, the look on his shadowed face, and the object in his hands. She thought of those hours she'd had to work to earn $50, and of the man who had stolen it from her so easily. She took it from her pocket. She took from her pocket the little gun that Stan had taught her to use. Then, just as the man stepped past the bushes, she jumped behind him so he couldn't see her. She put the gun against his head. I don't want you to, I don't want to hurt you, Susan said in her confident new voice, which sounded lower than normal. I just want your money. The little old man dropped his shopping bag beside one leg of Susan's trousers. A few days later, there's been another mugging at the shopping center. Stan folded back the local newspaper. The edges touched his fried egg. That just proves what I've said. You should never go there alone at night. You won't, will you, Susan? You're getting egg on your trousers, dear. What? Oh, it's all over the floor, too. Don't worry about it, said Susan. I'll clean it up. I have lots of extra time now. Stan smiled a little nervously. He was glad she had stopped doing that low-paying job at the sailor's office, but he was afraid his lovely but lazy Susan might not try very hard to find another job. You'll have time to train for something better, he said hopefully. I'm sure you can find an easier way to make money. Lazily, Susan stirred her coffee. Yes, dear, I probably can. That's why I said it's a bit fun. It's a bit funny to me. I know it was a dark story because she decided to rob people instead of working like a normal person. But it was funny. Not like I approve people doing that, but it was just a fun story. She just decided to rob people instead of working because she was lazy to make money. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I think you realized that uh, it's raining right now. I mean, at the time I'm recording this video. So if you hear the sound of rain or things like that, it's just because it's already raining in here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want me to read other books or just continue reading this book, just let me know in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a good night.